Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So it's Wednesday and it is my day to babysit, so I'm on my way to Jill's. School is back in session. The public schools let out on the Jewish holidays. So Isa was out of school Monday and Tuesday for Rosh Hashanah. So anyway, I'm back today just to be there for when he gets off the bus, and then I have to pick Ife up from her preschool. But I told Jill I will get there early because she's at work today because she's at her new job, which she can't call out. But she is sick with a head cold and she just feels yucky. So I usually fold the laundry and she washes and dries it and brings it upstairs for me and leaves it in their bedroom, and I just dump it out on their bed and stand there and fold all day. I don't know why I don't dump it on the table in the living room or the sofa. I mean, I could sit down and fold it. I don't know. I've just always stood up in her bedroom and folded it. I like that I can spread it all out into separate piles on her bed, and then she has taught the children how to pick up each pile and take it upstairs and put it in their dressers. So it works. But she didn't feel like washing the laundry, so I told her just, have Isa take it downstairs. He's really good with his chores. I'm so proud of him. I said, just have Isa take all the dirty laundry downstairs and I will wash it and dry it. So I'm going to take y'all's advice and get her tongs so that I can reach the laundry that's in the bottom of her washing machine. So I'm wearing my hibiscus earrings that Jill bought me from the gift shop in the Trinidad airport. Aren't they cute? I don't know if they're made out of some type of lightweight copper or aluminum or what, but they're supposed to be treated with something so that they never tarnish, and they're still just as bright and shiny as the day that she bought them for me. I was with her, so I did pick them out. I'm trying to drive without my sunglasses on so that I can look at y'all. Y'all, there's so many YouTube creators that they don't know to look in the camera. It annoys me. I mean, there's that little dot on the phone, but most of them look at themselves like I'm doing now, just at the recording itself instead of looking in the camera. That's so annoying. To me, it probably doesn't bother most people, my OCD. I haven't made friends in my apartment complex for a reason. It's because I don't like people knocking on my door all the time and coming over and bothering me and borrowing stuff all the time and wanting to drop in and visit. And I'm just not a social person like that. I never have been and just don't care to be now in my old age especially. So I deliberately avoid meeting anybody in my apartment complex. I know my neighbor who lives downstairs, and I know the lady with the pink hair, Jen, because she's from Alabama, up around North Mississippi, so we had that little bit of, being from the South in common. And she is in charge of organizing all the barbecues and the parties and the events. So I know her just vaguely, and I just don't care to develop a friendship with anybody, and this is another reason why. I had run over to the Ideal Market to pick up just a few items that I was out of, mainly milk. Oh Lord, y'all, they had eggs for $9.99 a dozen. I just almost passed out when I saw that. I said, are y'all crazy? Have you lost your minds? Then they had the 18 count. I think they had these handwritten signs, big ones. They wanted to make sure everybody saw them. In the 18 count, they had for $12.99. I mean, if I had needed eggs, I wouldn't have bought them, not at that price. I know they're overpriced to begin with, but that's outrageous. But anyway, when I got back home, here I am standing with my bag full of the milk and everything else that I had bought, and it was heavy. Well, one of my neighbors, she was walking past pushing her little cart, and she has stopped and talked to me before. And she's long-winded. She doesn't know when to shut up. And she talks about herself. It's on me again. And when I met her before, I didn't ask her name. And like I said, I don't want to get friendly with her. But the first time that she stopped by, she told me that she didn't like living there and that she was a veteran, that she was in the Navy in Virginia Beach, and that she's going to move back to Virginia Beach. So this time, she stopped and said, she started talking to me, and she started talking about my southern accent and where I was from, and asking me questions about my life, and did I like living there? And I said, yeah, I love living there. Well, she started in about how they're trying to get all of the black people out of the apartment complex. She says that they're racist and that they want all the black people out because they want to rent to only Hispanics. Now, I don't believe that, not one bit. I don't know where she comes up with this kind of stuff. And then she starts in on the Illuminati. So, oh gosh, no, not one of these conspiracy theory things. I've watched maybe one video about the Illuminati just because I was curious to know what it was. And it's not anything that I care to get into. It's all of this craziness. And then she started talking about, I believe she said it was when Kamala Harris was making a speech. She said her face shape-shifted when she was making a speech. Oh, Lordy. So then she just carried on and on and on, and I'm standing there with my bag of heavy food and everything. I just wanted to get upstairs. It was before I had even eaten breakfast. Yeah, that's what it was. Because I had gone to Ideal. I needed my milk to drink with my BLT for breakfast. So here I am with my sugar bottoming out while she's talking about the Illuminati and alien space lizards and people's faces shape-shifting, and then she tells me she's a prophetess. She says she doesn't go to the barbecues, and she quoted a scripture out of the Bible about, she said that God said, don't eat from another man's plate. I've never heard that. Have y'all? I mean, Jesus talks about, breaking bread and sharing food with others and feeding the hungry, doesn't he? Anyway, here I am entrapped with this woman that claims to be a prophetess, and I just want to get upstairs and eat my BLT and drink my glass of ice cold milk. So I hope she does move to Virginia Beach, because like I said, I want nothing to do with any of those neighbors. Just like that precious angel. Here she is. She doesn't live in our apartment complex, but she lives only a block or two away. Yeah, I just don't want it. I don't need it. Even when we lived in Covington, I didn't make friends with any of the neighbors. We were friends with Jenny and Fuzzy that lived across the street, and that Fuzzy, he was half brain dead. Oh, he annoyed me so much. Just coming over all the time, early in the morning on a Saturday morning. He would walk up to the window. We would have our windows raised in the fall and spring, and he would just walk up to the window and stick his gun in. And then we had that one with the braces all on her teeth, wanting to know if she could, knocking on the door, wanting to know if she could borrow an onion. She couldn't talk. She couldn't even talk before she got braces on her teeth. People just don't pronounce their words correctly. So she comes banging on the door. It's either a cup of sugar or an onion. Cup or onion. I said, I don't know what you're saying. You're going to have to spell it. She said, an onion, an onion. O-N-I-O-N. I said, oh, an onion. Sure, you can take it and don't ever bring it back. Oh, Lordy. But anyway, I am feeling so much better, and I am so grateful. It was just a horrible, awful 2 weeks. I don't know what it is about that bronchitis. It just knocks me down. I'm still not 100% better, but I'm so much better, so I'm not complaining. So I want to leave y'all with some prayer requests. Rachel Jackson, she leaves comments under every video. Last Tuesday, she just was sitting at home, and all of a sudden she just started hemorrhaging, from her female parts. I mean, she said blood was just going everywhere, just pouring out of her. So she called the ambulance, and they came and got her and took her to the ER, and they had to take her into emergency surgery. Apparently she had blood vessels that had burst or ruptured, and she really thought she was going to die. She said when the doctor took her into surgery, she pleaded with him, "Doctor, please don't let me die. I don't want this to be the day that I die." And we're so happy that you didn't die, Rachel, and that you're home now recovering. And she just got out of the hospital a couple of days ago. I think it was Sunday. So y'all just please pray for healing for Rachel. And of course, I know you're already praying for everybody over on the Florida Peninsula. It looks like Hurricane Ian is going to full force come on shore at Tampa Bay and then spread across to Orlando. I've been in touch with my son today. He and his wife are off work this week, so they're just preparing for high winds. They're inland far enough to where they don't have to worry about flooding, but I'm worried about Nikki Page and her family. I got a comment from Shirley Johnston. Her granddaughter just recently moved to Florida, and she's young, and she just had a baby. Shirley's great-grandbaby is only 1 year old. So she said her granddaughter, she's never lived in Florida before, doesn't know anything about hurricanes or how to prepare for them or anything. So Shirley said she walked her through everything to do to get prepared for it. But, there comes an ambulance. But Shirley has asked for prayer for her granddaughter and her family down in Florida. That's Shirley Johnston. So I know all of you are already praying for everybody, but if you could just include my son and Shirley and her family by name, and Nikki, we would appreciate it so much. So I'm almost at Jill's. Let me get my head in gear, working mode gear, so that I can get busy and get all this laundry washed and dried and folded and get these kids after school. Oh, I have to remember, Jill said the alarm is on, but the buzzer isn't working. So when I go in, I have to remember to run back and put in the code so that the alarm doesn't go off. Do y'all have that fear when you go to your grandkids, to your children's homes, and the alarm is on? I'm always afraid I'm going to mess it up. Y'all please give me a thumbs up and share. And if you're new here or just happen to come across my video today, I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. You will be loved and accepted here. And I do read and answer every comment, because each and every one of you are important to me. And y'all just keep on coming back.